My fellow Nigerians, my brothers and sisters in diaspora, I'm here once more because I don't like coming online all the time to express myself over happenings and issues in Nigeria. But recently, a lot of things have been touching my mind, and today I have decided to speak on the Yerima issue in relation to the FCT minister, Wike. You see, I can see a lot of Nigerians have lost their minds. A lot of Nigerians have gone agog. A lot of Nigerians have lost their sense of reasoning because of vendetta and hate. Because of the bitterness and hate they hold against Wike. Because of the bitterness and hate they hold against the system. Because of jealousy, anger, frustration, and being victims of the entire system, which has relegated and rendered most Nigerians helpless and hopeless. Even so, the truth must be said. We must say the truth, no matter how bitter it is. No Nigerian deserves to be addressed the way Wike addressed that young officer. No human being deserves to be addressed that way. Nobody, living or dead, deserves to be addressed the way Wike addressed that young man. But no matter how we address each other, we are all byproducts of human imperfection because nobody is perfect. And in frustration and anger, anybody can address anybody anyhow because anybody is anybody. Whether with uniform or with no uniform, whether poor or rich, anybody can talk shit to anyone and perhaps later regret in frustration and anger. The anger of Wike is clear, loud and clear. Frustration. When a man is doing his utmost best in society, when a man is doing the best of the best to better mankind, when a man like Wike is doing his best to make wherever he rules, wherever he goes, wherever he governs, whether as local government administrator, whether in Rivers State as governor and a federal capital territory, Wike is one in a million, one in a billion in a country like Nigeria. But enemies of progress, those forces of hate, anger, and bias, those who do not wish Nigeria well, detest Wike not for what he is doing, not for the good that he is doing for the nation, but because of his political systemization to suit him and his system. He's a politician. Politician will do anything to remain relevant. That's exactly what Wike is doing. And that's also one of the reasons why the world hates Wike. Wike has his good sides, he has his bad side. Now, we are all focused on Wike out of jealousy, hate, and bias because we hate him. We hate him for his successes. We hate him for doing his job perfectly and marvelously well. We hate him for being the best of one of the best in Nigerian governance. We hate him for doing the right thing most times. We hate him for doing his job. We hate him for being passionate about using the resources and systems of the state for the betterment of the state. These are some of the things that we really hate him for. Just jealous, petty jealousy, hate, bias, because most times he does the right thing, though his mouth is bitter. Very, very bitter. It's enough for the world to hate him. But nobody is perfect. Now, they want to make Yerima a hero. The question now arises, hero of what? National hero for guarding a property or a farmland for a private citizen like anyone else, where the resources of the state is being spent by the state on military men to guard private properties that are under dispute and in the law courts. That is treason. That is felony. Cannot happen in America. Cannot happen in Britain. Cannot happen in Germany. Cannot happen anywhere in Europe, America, Australia. Cannot happen in South Africa. Cannot happen anywhere in the world. Only in Nigeria. You are praising a soldier who is in a country that is under threat from terrorists, bandits, from killers and murderers, from crime and violence. People who are supposed to be doing their job, protecting the nation, are protecting public interest. Nobody is talking about it. Men who think they are beyond the law by the power of their guns, by the stars on their shoulder, by the military uniform. Military is subject to constitution of the country. We define the rules and regulations with specific objectives, which does not include guarding of private properties which are under dispute and in the law courts, using military force to obstruct power, force, guns, to obstruct the work of a minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And nobody is talking about that. This is treasonable felony. This is the military trying to exert their power the way they do in Egypt to take over the government of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Go and think about that. This is a coup d'etat. This is to tell you of what is going on in the military. That's why they cannot fight Boko Haram. That's why they cannot do their duties. That's why they set themselves up. They are working against themselves because they want to use that as a pivotal point to take over the government of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. That they want to protect the nation from terrorists that the civilian administration has failed. As civilian administrators, military men and women, I only blame Tinubu. He's a victim of circumstance. Ask me why. The time he's supposed to use in protecting the nation, he's busy using it to think of 2027. That is the only thing he thinks about. So he's thinking of himself. Whether you live or die, it's not his problem. Same thing with Akpabio. Same thing with most of the state governors. They are all protecting their interests. Nobody cares about the ordinary man in Nigeria. They will not even allow you to protect yourself. The military cannot protect themselves because most of the rehabilitated terrorists and all are now soldiers, are now in the military, in the police force, in customs and exercise. They are now in the JTF, they are everywhere. So they have infiltrated the system, giving information about the military to their cohorts, the people they actually work with. So they are double agents. Part of the Nigerian government, part of the system in Nigeria have put them in the military so that they can work about against themselves. So that the business of political insecurity, the business of finance in terrorism, kidnappings, and all other ways of international relations is cutting away the wealth and resources of Nigeria. The natural resources are all part of the whole interplay. Nobody cares. Nobody bothers. Nobody worries. Why? Because everyone wants to benefit in one way or the other. Nobody is thinking of what they can give to Nigeria. Everybody is thinking of what they can get from Nigeria. And at worst, when the worst comes to the worst, they will carry their wives and children and leave the country. For those who have no place to go, survive or die. Whether they live or die, perish, is none of their business. This is the game of Nigerian politics. This is the game of Nigerian military, because the Nigerian military is complicit in the entire acts of terrorism. They are part of it. They are beneficiaries. All the resources are going to them. All the money, everything is going to them. So the more there is insecurity, the more funds they get. And the more they get these funds, they will still sell most of these things and all to the terrorists so that the fights will continue. And those honest soldiers, those honest people in Nigeria who wants to really fight for Nigeria and eradicate these terrorists, what happens to them? They are set up. They are ambushed. They are wiped out. This is the game. If you don't know, you don't know. So don't play. Nigeria is at a crossroads. Thank you. Don't play. Thank you. Bye.